Yes, 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 yes. Welcome back in, people. Tonight I'm going to finish up this tomfoolery with Public Image Limited, John Lydon, and I'm going to give you my top 20 favorite Public Image songs. Smash that like button before you get a chance not to. Smash it again, please. Help us out here, please. And leave some comments below and let us know what you think about Public Image. So let's think, about what you like about this list. Remember to leave your list below, and I'm going to get started here because, as you know, we went over a lot of the character of it in the last video. If you haven't seen that, look back for that. But this is our top 20 songs, and at number 20, I'm going to start with from the last record that we had, "End of the World." This is song "Hawaii." This is a song which is they played a lot on the radio. It does reflect, some of the stuff reflects Johnny's feeling at the time. This is kind of valedictory. I guess he overcame the death of his lovely wife that he loved for years and years, and took care of. And anyway, that's I like it. I think it's, when you stack it all up, it really merits good. And I was surprised it's the best song I think on the record. Number 19 from This Is PIL, the weird looking one with the centipede on the front. I'm talking about the song "Fool." I like it. I like it, and it's got a haunting thing to it. And I think of all the tracks on there, to me, it reminds me more of the original sound, or at least closer back to the sound of the album, or things like that. And speaking of that, let's go to that for number 18 for the opener, FFF, from the generic album. Just a blistering one, and kind of a lay down the law that this is no longer the old Public Image with the dub and all the stuff. This is a different beast entirely. Number 17. Let's test the pop charts with Seattle, and I think just with a really good guitar playing on it. And I don't know if that's Steve Vai, who that is with that, but it's really nice guitar playing, and a lot of nice harmony things. And this is on the record "Happy." It's it's my number 17. Number 16, I'm going to go to one more time to This Is PIL. And for "One Drop." I think "One Drop" is a strong single. And, I don't think it's strong of a record, but I think at least those two tracks, "Fool" and "One Drop" are decent tracks. Let's go to number 15. And when I'm talking about number 15, let me talk about something here. Hold on. I'm talking about the middle box, and I'm talking about "No Birds." And that's really what you want to see. You are looking at the best songs available from this band, and you're going to have to deal, if you're a fan of this band, some of my stuff is going to be abrasive from here on in, because that's the sound of the band. Could you make the most pop stuff and line it up? I guess you'd have a lot more of the ear candy and some of the stuff that sounded more melodic, and maybe it's, some of the later stuff you would look at. But I don't think that you're really serving yourself well with this. And let me I think that a lot of the later stuff is good. I don't think I just don't think I don't know. I Although I like "Fool" and I like "One Drop," I still think that that sound of that band is more akin probably to the later one than it is the first stuff. And you're going to find, as we move here closer, that's where we're at. But anyway, that's number 15. I'm going to talk about number 14. And at number 14, I'm going to go with the "Go Back." "Go Back" is probably, again, guitarless, like most of all the other ones are from that. But I like it. I like "Flowers of Romance" probably better than most people like "Flower of Romance." If you don't like it, I understand. I understand why not. Some people need more melody in their life. And number 13, surprisingly, from This Is What You Want, This Is What You Get, Order of Death. I really think it's one of the ones that I think are left with Keith. And it's really it's really a nice thing. And that's number 13. And while we're dancing the dance of death, let's do Flowers of Romance. The instrumental version I like the instrumental, which is basically drums. So you're talking about drums and a bunch of sound effects and stuff at number 12, which is great. Number 11, let's go back to the generic record for the Fantastic Home, which of course was another single from that record, other than Rise and some of the other stuff. Seattle's still rattling through my head there as we're looking at that. Let's get to the top 10. At number 10, the title track, the eponymous track, Public Image. And, some of the funny words spit out of that. I remember being a little surprised at that. That was kind of the song, because a lot of the stuff was very sparing with words. And when the words came out, they were accusatory or some kind of paranoid thing. And then Public Image, it's just an interesting thing. And then they come to town and everything, and you hear that. Go back to Metal Box for number 9 for the all-encompassing careering shit. That record would be nothing without that track. That track completes the record. It really makes the record. And then the radio chant at the end. It's just those songs are really the heart and soul of that record, and the heart and soul of Second Edition. And really, interestingly enough, Jaw Wobble said it was over at that time, and I guess if they're looking to be in a live dub band, but you hear the tracks on those. I mean, they're cooking. Some of them are really good, and they may have been with the first drummer, but I don't think so. I don't think Walker played on much of that from what I've heard. But anyway, that's number 9, careering. Number 8 for the first record, Religion 2, of course. That's that's the shock component to it all, and here we are dragging on from, kind of taking the television, the Bill Grundy show or the Grundy show, whatever it is, and making it public. And they did on the Tom Snyder show, huh? And it's been their great success, of course, on American Bandstand. But anyway, let's go back to that great record, which at that time period I'm talking about the great Swan Lake, of course. What. Yeah, when you think about ambient music, you think about some of the music from this, what you're used to from that. And it really fits along with the Eno thing, and it fits along with a lot of the stuff. They had a lot of industrial edge to themselves. And it wasn't just Throbbing Gristle and some of those other bands. I mean, these bands too had a lot of push and pull with it. Of course, number 6, I'm going to go with the Socialist and Chant from Metal Box, of course. I mean, that's the end of the record is just you feel like you're bludgeoned to death by the time it was done. But and it's funny, compare that to the Sun O or some of the later stuff that came. It broke down the barrier, but it's nowhere near the punishing depths of the bass and the stuff that's been released since then. How about the Swans? Even the Swans are bam, bam, bam. I love the Swans music too. We'll get to that at some point. Number 5, let's keep the headache going. Flowers of Romance, guys. Bang the door. Banging the door. I told you about it when we did it. I'm counting it down and telling you about how it's all drums and all that. I can't think of any more illustrative of a song but that. Number 4, the critical and beautiful Albatross from Metal Box. It sets sail on the deal. Just something like it, and there's nothing like it. I mean, it serves a notice. The moment you hear that out of there, you think, oh my God, here's something else, and something sonically happened too. I think they discovered a little more about the sonics. I don't know in what way, but the way that the instruments come in on that and lay on that is very different than what you'd heard before in the first record, and and it would change later. And while we're at it, let's talk about what's probably perceived as Public Image's greatest accomplishment, and that's the song Rise. I could be wrong, I could be right, it could be black, it could be white. May the road rise with you. Anger is an energy. I mean, that's when you think about that, and Steve Vai playing to go, dun, 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 it's just beautiful. I think it's a great record. I don't care what kind of combination or how it was done or what it was done or whether you liked him or not. I think it's a brilliant song. Number 2, let's go with the non-LP or I want to call it Fodder Stomp from the early going the record, talking about the Death Disco, the non-LP track from early on. That's my number 2. I think there's something about it that's so disturbing, and I think it's again something you should hear. Put in Death Disco and listen to it. Of course, it's instrumentally what they call fodder strop or whatever on the first record, but and then that leaves number 1. That leaves the chaotic scene. I think everybody should go and look at it on American Bandstand, Public Image on American Bandstand. There's nothing like it. I've never seen anything like it. It's almost like they dosed the entire audience. It looks like a successful. What you wanted to do is one of those Hugh Hefner things that you saw, that Hugh Hefner night where they had with the Playmates there and all that stuff. The Grateful Dead was there and they spiked the stuff. It's what looks like happened here. It's funny. I don't know why I'm thinking about that, but it reminds me too. Has any of you guys ever hear the Robert Quine Velvet Underground box? That Velvet Underground box. Listen to one of those nights. One of those nights, it sounds like somebody slipped Lou something. Lou's always had the amphetamine edge. It sounds like things come a little bit unmoored at some point. But in any event, guys, that's it. That's my countdown. That's my public image countdown. Certainly a much maligned and misunderstood. And to some people, a limited talent. I think he's done wonders with what he had, and I think he is a true artist. And much respect from me to Johnny Rotten. And again, everybody should feel bad about him and his loss with his wife, because he really wore it on his sleeve, and he clearly was a loving husband to her, and they had a very close relationship for a long time. Anyway, leave your list below about Johnny Rotten. Leave your public image things below. Please remember to hit the like button, subscribe, hit that like button. Help us out here, guys, and we will catch you guys next time with another interesting thing, and we will jump from John Lydon to something else here. Take care, and we'll see you, guys. Have a good weekend. If it's the beginning of the weekend, if it's the beginning of the week, have a good week. Just have a good day. Catch you later.
My soul in my head is so strong that I have to do it then. Back up the cloudy stars again. Oh, you never knew me before. You never knew before.